Klay Thompson, arguably one of the greatest shooters in NBA history, a cornerstone of Golden State's dynasty, and the heart and soul of the Warriors, according to Steph Curry. And yet he seems to be destroying his own legacy. His huge contract and declining play have put him at the center of trade rumors. How did one of the most beloved figures in Warriors history reach this potential breaking point? Why is moving him even being discussed? By the end of this video, you'll understand how Klay went from fan favorite to trade chip and whether these rumors hold any weight. Or if number 11 will always call Chase Center home. The potential departure of Klay Thompson from the Golden State Warriors seems almost unfathomable given his central role in their historic run. A key part of two championship teams and beloved by Dub Nation, his place in the team's culture and continuity seemed ironclad. But two devastating leg injuries leading to almost 3 years away from the court depleted Thompson's prime years. In that time, a fresh front office has taken charge of roster decisions without the same personal attachment to players from past glory years. With the window for Steph Curry's brilliance narrowing, can the Warriors afford to let sentiment get in the way of making win-now moves? Does keeping Klay serve the team's championship ambitions, or do tough realities of his massive salary and questionable fit given declined skills require parting ways with an icon? We'll analyze Thompson's recent ups and downs, the complex layers to this scenario and both sides' perspectives before revealing what his most likely fate entails. Klay Thompson, once a pivotal cog in the Golden State Warriors championship machine, seems to be a fading shadow of his former self. The Warriors' recent string of losses can be partly pinned on their struggle to find reliable scoring pipelines beyond Stephen Curry's peerless output. Consequently, murmurs speculating the necessity of change have crescendoed, suggesting the Warriors seriously contemplate parting ways with Thompson. This isn't an outlier opinion from inconsequential voices. Respected figures in basketball's discourse like Kendrick Perkins have echoed similar sentiments. Thompson is inching closer to the end of his current contract, reportedly seeking a maximum value extension, a demand seen as divorced from reality given his underwhelming play. The situation has careened to a point where any potential Thompson trade likely hinges on financial machinations rather than an assessment of his skill set or on-court contributions. One hypothetical trade scenario bandied about involves the Chicago Bulls, with the Warriors possibly swinging Thompson, Jonathan Kuminga, and control over 2 first-round picks to Chicago for Zach LaVine and Javonte Green. Here, the Bulls' calculus lies less in accepting Thompson and more in securing young talent and additional shots at drafting potential franchise cornerstones. Shifting gears, the multi-layered complexity of Thompson's station within the Warriors' framework is interlaced with the franchise's history and front office leadership. Bob Myers, the Warriors' main shot caller from 2012 to 2023, was instrumental in architecting the team's meteoric rise but opted to resign, likely foreseeing the emotional minefield of tough decisions ahead regarding stalwarts like Thompson. Myers' profound connection with the players he helped elevate into prominence, Thompson undoubtedly among them, rendered such choices excruciating. Thompson's personal journey with the Warriors is remarkable, yet frequently overshadowed by the all-encompassing glare fixed upon Stephen Curry. Drafted in 2011, 2 years after Curry, Thompson swiftly exceeded the modest initial expectations set by comparisons to supporting actors like Kyle Korver. His two-way brilliance as an efficient marksman and dogged defender, paired with tangible on-court chemistry with Curry, sparked the genesis of the fabled Splash Brothers era. Thompson's continual ability to rise to the big occasion, punctuated by his historic 37-point quarter explosion against the Kings and integral contributions in series-swinging playoff conquests, cemented his status as a franchise legend. Peering ahead, with the Warriors simultaneously coping with present-day adversity and weighing Thompson's future, several factors hang in the balance. Augmenting their offense to adequately subsidize Curry's Lone Ranger Act likely necessitates flipping a weighty contract to grease the wheels for a trade. However, contrary to some conjectures, Chris Paul, not Thompson, seems to be the more probable candidate should such a trade materialize. Thompson's willingness to compromise on compensation could hugely influence his prospects of remaining with the Warriors. His reactions to critiques questioning his play post-injuries intimate a blend of hurt and obstinate determination. If he constructively channels this negative feedback and consents to a reduced salary, it may catalyze a pivotal breakthrough for both himself and the franchise. This situation also echoes past instances where legendary players arrived at similar career crossroads. Tony Parker, for example, elected to conclude his illustrious career on a different team rather than accept a more limited role with the San Antonio Spurs. How Thompson maneuvers through this juncture and chooses to script the closing act of his story, whether following Parker's path or forging his own, will resound through his legacy and the Warriors' lore. While Thompson may feature prominently in trade chatter, such talk does not inherently capture his value to the Warriors. His imprint on the most glorious stretch of Warriors basketball is indelible, and how his future is navigated will significantly shape both parties' trajectories moving forward.